then you've probably heard of games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Planet Coaster,
You may have heard of games like Roller Coaster Tycoon or Planet Coaster.
people start appearing, the issue being they're PNGs.
Just passing by all these people, which by the way are PNGs.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have another situation involving a very large YouTuber, this time one that is a Roblox content creator, stealing or borrowing content from a smaller creator. Now, I do want to go ahead and shout out Jack's Films before we start, because based on what we're going to be talking about in this video, I feel like if I don't, it's going to make me come across as a total hypocrite. And now Jack's Films posted this video called "Did This Giant YouTuber Just Steal from a Small Channel?" And I did see this video, I enjoyed it, and I wanted to just talk about the allegations and everything going on myself and also give my own thoughts, but I don't want it to come across as though I'm stealing Jack's video, because that's one of the main points of this situation. Now, the YouTuber being accused of stealing content is a guy by the name of Flush, who is a Roblox content creator, and if we scroll down to 12 days ago, he made this video called "The Roller Coaster Game with a Dark Secret," which kind of matches the aesthetic of his channel, which is like, oh, this is a creepy virus, this is a scary thing happening in a game, seems pretty cool, right? Or at least the original idea did. That was created by Yap Emporium, which is a much smaller channel in scale of the 1 million subscriber Roblox YouTuber, and 3 months ago, they made a video that is very similar, "The Roller Coaster Game with a Horrifying Secret." And from the title alone, you can already see he just changed horrifying to dark, which is, again, just really lazy, really boring. Now, we're going to start this off with the Yap Emporium's video, "The Roller Coaster Game with a Horrifying Secret." Pay very close attention to these first couple seconds.
If you've clicked on this video, then you've probably heard of games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Planet Coaster, and maybe even Parkitect. But the game I'll be talking about today doesn't even have a Wikipedia article and was made by the same company that make Beyblades. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a strange video.
And now this is Flush's video.
Do you know the roller coaster game that's hiding a lot of dark secrets? Like, this game literally references missing children, dangerous roller coaster rides made by the developers, and also talks about the devil. So what exactly is this game? Well, you may have heard of games like Roller Coaster Tycoon or Planet Coaster, yet these are all normal roller coaster games. Nothing crazy happens in these. No, the game that we're talking about is one that's called Roller Coaster Tycoon World.
So one of the first things I want to point out that's kind of funny is the game is called Roller Coaster World, and in his video he says it's called Roller Coaster Tycoon World, which, again, if you made a video doing research on, you would think you would just kind of get that accurate, right? And another thing that was extremely obvious was he just added his own intro to kind of catch the viewer, right? Big YouTubers do this a lot. Well, they'll kind of have the first 10 through 30 seconds just be something catchy so that you kind of get that initial retention. So he's like, "Did you know that this game has this thing, this thing, this thing?" It's kind of like when you write a paper, you know, you write your hook and you're kind of setting up the reader to know, like, this is going to be your first point, your second point, your third point. And he just introduces it that way so that he can instantly be like, "Oh, by the way, here's her part now," where she says, "Have you ever played these games?" And he says it in the exact order that she just did, as well as, "But this one has a dark secret." Now, don't get me wrong, right? Like, there are ideas in this world, and almost everybody has talked about everything, right? There's going to be overlap when you're talking about a product, an item, a game, a movie, a show, but I don't think we can really argue here that the way that this introduction starts, we're already off to a very bad start that kind of gets you scratching your head. Now, to give Flush credit, a good amount of the video is extremely edited in a way where you could argue that it's transformative to a point. But as you can see, if I line up some of this footage, almost all of it, like script-wise or at least structure-wise, is the same. Like, he might have some clips over here of gameplay, she might be talking about something else, or she might be showing like a certain stat on the screen or like a certain ride and he's showing a different ride. But for the most part, again, he borrowed the entire premise of what he's going to be talking about. See, like right here is a pretty egregious example. This is literally lined up the same time of both videos and they're both showing the exact same screen. Except for his video, he zoomed in really close, again, probably to get around the copyright system. And then he starts talking about Disney World, right? He's just adding random things to pad the video out. This is the point where he starts talking about the PNGs while she's also showing the PNGs of these characters, which are supposed to be like NPCs, but again, they're literally just pictures that are kind of just floating there in space. She talks about this ride in the game, which is the haunted house. In the exact same time, he also shows the haunted house. See, she's buying the haunted house, he's in it. So again, it's like the structure of the video is completely the same. It's just different B-roll and different editing. Everything that she talks about in the video and just reframed it. And in a way, in my opinion, is not exactly transformative. It's not really transformative if you were to like copy an article on Wikipedia and then paste it into Word. At this point 1, I'm going to swap it with point 3, but then at point 3, I'm going to change a few words up. That's, in my opinion, not transformative. You're just copy and pasting. Essentially, you're patchworking someone else's content. And then he's claiming it's just inspiration. Now, one of the worst examples in this video is when Yap Emporium brings up the doll village, aka Nagoro, which is located in Japan. And it's a very specific example. And she talks about how the game features elements that just kind of feel uncanny, like this village in Japan where they have these dolls just all around, right? Almost as if there's like a life of these immovable objects, right? These people are not real. These are just dolls.
This must have been added to make your park feel alive, but it's actually quite creepy. Like that village in Japan which has been filled with life-sized dolls to make the town feel less abandoned after everyone left.
They're just kind of there. It's like that one village of the dolls in Japan where it's an entire village just literally filled with only dolls, many of which would represent people that were once alive.
And I think that's just shameful. Like, not only did you basically take this person's premise, you're like, oh, that's a cool idea for a video, I'll make it myself and add my own things. No, I'm going to steal your example. That is such a niche example that I wouldn't even think of. And he happened to see it, was like, oh, that's a pretty good idea. I'm just going to add my own touch. I'm going to add a little bit more. Like, I'm going to go on Google Maps and look the place up. Dude, you didn't even make the video. You didn't even think of the idea. This is just another way for him to pad the video out so that he could hit the 8-minute mark and get mid-roll ads. It's embarrassing. Plenty of content creators, of course, see other creators, right? Like, I follow so many commentary channels, and if they post something and I'm like, hey, maybe I can add my own touch to that, I will cover it and I will look at it from a different lens. All he did was go in to the video and in like the very tiny words, he says, inspired by Yap Emporium. That's not inspiration, bro. You basically took their idea. You almost took her script and then just moved things around. And then he changed it to make it sound dumber, right? Again, he got the name of the game wrong. Now, about 11 months ago, almost a year, I made this video called Ice Spice Has Officially Fallen Off. And again, I'm a commentary slop YouTuber, so this video took me like an hour or two to make. It wasn't the end of the world, but literally this video, for some random reason, popped off. As you can see, it has 335,000 views. But the second I made this video, a whole bunch of other channels also started making this video, and it was based off of a very obscure TikTok of her being booed off of stage. You even had people reacting to my video, like this one by D Chanel, Ice Spice Has Fallen Off reaction. Ice Spice's talentless career is over, and my video was the most popular one on that topic. And I am going to take credit. I'm going to say that I made that video, which caused a lot of other people seeing it on their feed to say, hey, that was pretty interesting. I'm going to cover it. Am I mad? No. Do I care? No. Because thankfully I was able to at least get my growth from it. But sometimes people don't get that. Kind of like we covered with Bad Wolves Gaming, who had her video about Dying Light 2, a documentary basically that took her hours upon weeks to record, edit, and create, only for a large YouTuber to essentially just take everything in it. This is a similar situation. We had this person find this very obscure niche video game, do all the research, break down, talk about all the interesting things, and then you have this 1 million subscriber bozo just come in and say, oh, that's a pretty awesome idea. I'm going to just remake that video, right? Like, you did all the hard work, you did all the research, you even recorded the gameplay. I'm just going to take it. You can even see in his original video, there are parts where it's like blurry on the side. That's her gameplay, and he just edited it that way. So I'm guessing the copyright detector wouldn't ping her and like say, hey, this guy's using your gameplay. But she ended up finding out anyways, and that's what caused Jack's Film to cover it, and that's what's causing me to now cover it. Because I think that as a large YouTuber with like millions of subscribers, of course, and as you can imagine, like these YouTubers who are making Roblox content and Fortnite content, all this kids content, they're getting like hundreds of thousands of views a video on things that probably take them like an hour or two to make, or they hire editors and they just pay the editor a chunk, right? And then they still have like thousands of dollars coming in a day. They are living comfortably. They're living very nicely. Nice enough that they can find a small channel, a small creator who made a video. If they want to borrow their idea or use their idea, they can pay them. They can say, hey, I loved your idea. That's awesome. Do you mind if I like use it, right? Or do you want to collaborate in some way? Like, as a large content creator, you have access to these types of tools and this ability to reach out to smaller creators and use your platform in a way that they can also boost theirs. So they're more than likely to want to work with you. Again, you also have the revenue, you have the money. And that's why I think it's just so shameful that you are a 1 million subscriber Roblox content creator. And it really makes you wonder how much of your content is actually yours. It makes you wonder, how many other times have you seen a video that was pretty cool and basically rewrote the script and cannibalized their content and claim it was inspiration? Again, you can be inspired by something and you can also credit them fairly without just rehashing their script, without taking everything that they worked on, all of the ideas and research that they did, and just rewording it very poorly. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the situation. Personally, I would just give a shout out to the original creator, in my opinion, the Yap Emporium. Keep up the good work. The video was awesome, and I appreciate you guys as well for watching. Peace.